This webinar will be recorded so that you'll be able to listen to it through our YouTube channel. This will be uploaded probably next week, but it will be archived in our YouTube channel, so you can refer back to this wonderful webinar. This webinar was an idea from Herrick. Herrick, as you, if you don't know, well, Herrick is new to the company, and he was learning all about the Prodigi software, the Prodigi Connect 12, the Prodigi on the Reveal 16i, and he said it would be great to have kind of like a webinar just talking about gestures and things we can have to accelerate or be faster in our decisions when using the Connect 12 or the Reveal 16i. So I'll be showing that today. So we have 3 learning objectives. The participant will learn the most popular gestures when using the magnifier, which is the principal application in the Connect 12 or the Reveal 16i. The second learning objective, the participant will learn multi-finger gestures for advanced system toggle. That's a preview of the next version that is coming out next month. So Prodigi 4.4, you'll have a nice preview of this awesome gestures that we've included in the new version coming up. So again, that's for students or professionals, just to have that quick swipe to toggle between applications in Android or Prodigi to go quick and be effective in our task. The third learning objective, the participant will learn shortcut gestures for managing files in the gallery. So to move, rename, or export, the gallery application, for those of you who don't know it, is a very powerful application. It's there to organize your work, you can classify your work, you can rename, you can do other folders, category, you can even copy paste some text from a website and have it stored in the gallery. So it's a very powerful applications for those who want to be very effective using the Connect 12 or even the Reveal 16i. It could be very helpful. So let's move on. I'm just going to stop sharing my screen here and go directly to my Connect 12. For those who have the Connect 12, you can follow along with your Connect 12 and participate. If you have any questions, please use the chat, and I'll be sure to monitor the chat and all to see if we can answer the questions. But before continuing, I had a little poll just to see. I'd like to know if where you come from, what's your background, so I can adjust the way that I'm going to talk to you or adjust my message today. So I'm going to launch this poll. So are you a student? Are you a TVI, low vision specialist maybe? Somebody in the rehab specialist, orientation and mobility, dealer, other? So please, this is going to help me try to how change or adapt my message today in this webinar. Good, so let's go. 65% of you guys have answered, 69, so that's perfect. That's a good ratio. I'm gonna stop the poll right now, and 29% of attendees are TVI, so welcome. I know that the Connect 12 is very popular in schools and in education, and welcome. I'm going to try my best to teach you how to adapt the student to his device and to be more effective with it in class or elsewhere. And then the other category, other. So I'd like to know what the kind of other means, but 24% of you are other. And then orientation and mobility specialists, love that. The Trek mobility and orientation, will have a nice version coming out soon on the Trek, so be sure to be keeping on track on that. And then the rehab and dealers, a couple of dealers, good, and low vision specialists, awesome. Good. So I'm gonna bring you with me, so be careful for those I'm gonna just bring my camera with me. I'm gonna bring you right in front of my device so that we can see. So in this webinar, I will show you a couple of gestures. So there's a couple of gestures that you need to know. The standard ones, you have the tap, which is kind of like, if I may say, the click of a mouse when using a computer. So on a tablet, it's the tap that's the most basic gesture. So you just tap on the screen. So if I just tap on the magnifier application, it will open. So that's the most basic gesture. You have also other types of gestures, which is a press and hold, which is one finger and then you press and hold on the screen. That's one other gesture, another simple yet basic gesture. So the press and hold, which is a kind of a tap, but you leave the tap on the screen. You have a panning gesture, so which you leave your finger on the screen and you move it around up and down or right to left. That's another gesture. The famous pinch and zoom to zoom in or zoom out. I'll be showing you where to use all these gestures. And also the gestures from the swipe from up top to bottom, bottom to top, that can be also used. Those are more maybe advanced gestures, which I'll be showing you a couple of ways of using those gestures. And also two finger double tap. So you have two fingers and you do a double tap, or two finger tap will also do other things. So let's start with the magnifier. So first thing, tap to go to the magnifier. And as soon as I tap and go to the magnifier, I already have a sheet underneath my Connect 12 and I can see what's written on it. I can do some manual task if I want to. So the tap is really to either select one of these buttons at the bottom, or if you tap on the screen, it will not do anything where the top part of the screen in the magnifier. It's not going to do anything. It will just move the tablet and you'll maybe see the autofocus move. But here, the most useful gestures in the magnifier is a double tap. So if I take one finger and a double tap on the screen, that will turn off the autofocus. So as you can see on the top right corner, there is a little icon. It's a AF with a bar on it. That means that the autofocus is not available. And this is very useful for manual tasks. So if I put my hands underneath, the focus of my camera will not change. It will not try to focus on my fingers or my pen, which I'm using, let's say. It will not try to focus on that because it's going to keep the focus on the page that was there previously. And to turn back the autofocus on, just double tap again. So very one finger and double tap. So you tap twice very quickly and it will deactivate the, it will enable the autofocus. Again, useful, this nice gesture just to turn off the autofocus so you can do your manual task underneath, like writing, maybe just following what's being said on the board, or any kind of task, maybe tying a knot or threading a needle. That's very useful, a very quick way of turning off the autofocus. Another gesture, the pinch and zoom. So if I do a pinch and zoom, so pinch and zoom is two fingers. It could be my thumb or my index that I can start off glued together or very close together and then move apart. That will zoom in my image. So most people already know this kind of gesture. It's used all through our iPhones or iPad or tablets out there in the mainstream. You can use, like I said, your index and your thumb, or you can use two index fingers and you can move them closer or farther from each other, and that will zoom in or zoom out. I will just put my list. I've made a list, a special list to go through all the gestures so that I don't forget any. Okay, so the next gesture, a swipe. So I'll be swiping from top to bottom on my button banner. So my button banner is the kind of button. There's buttons at the bottom of the screen. There's 6 buttons at the bottom of the screen, and it's a banner. So that's why I call it a button banner. It makes sense. And I'm just going to use one finger And on top of my button banner, I'm going to go from the top of the button banner to the bottom of the screen, and it will hide the button banner. So what this does, it gives you a more real estate on the screen. So you have a full screen. If you want the button banner back, you just use the tap gesture to tap on the screen where the little arrow was. So to do this again, you just do a swipe, or I move down my finger on the top of the button banner and moving it down to the down towards the bottom of the screen. That will hide the button banner. Very useful to get more real estate on the screen. Now, talking about swipes, you have the same gesture, except you can use the full length or the full width of the screen. So moving your finger from top of the screen to bottom of the screen, this will toggle from different contrasts. So here I'm toggling to negative. If I do it a second time, I will toggle to positive color scheme. And if I do it a third time, I'm brought back to my color uh, mode. So again, I can use top to bottom to go through, or I can use the other way around, bottom to top, which is going to go the other way around. So if I do bottom to top, you don't have to go fast. I'm going to go from positive to color, from color to positive to negative. And if I go the other way from top to bottom, I will go the other way in my loop. I just find it a bit more intuitive when I go from top to bottom, but it's up to you. You choose the direction you'd like to go. And this will loop through different color contrasts. Very nice to have. You can set the color contrast to another. Here I had white on black, but I can select here in my settings in my button banner. Sorry, not that. I'm going to select contrast. Oh. Sorry, not that what I wanted to do. I'm going to choose another color so you can see the difference. Let's choose black on yellow. So now I should have color, yellow on black, black on yellow. So the way that I did that is that I went into settings. Into settings, I have contrast color, which is the third option down. Tap on that and there's different color schemes that you can select. The default one is black on white, and you can move down the list. There's several other colors that are available. Here I chose the yellow on black, but you can choose any other color scheme, and that will change my color contrast that I have there when I'm moving my finger from top to bottom or bottom to top. Okay. I'm gonna go back to color. Here we go. I can do the same gesture on the other side. So I was using the right-hand side of the screen, but now I'm going to use the left-hand side of the screen. Again, one finger and just go from top to bottom, and it will toggle through between two modes. One is multi-capture and one is live. Live mode is there to take one capture. You can do manual task. Multi-capture, then you can take several captures in a row. So I have a small book, a short story, and I'd like to take all the captures I'd like. Let's say there's 10 pages. I would go into my multiple capture mode and take them consecutively. So one after the other, page 1, page 2, up to page 10, and it will be stored automatically into my gallery. So that's how to switch mode. Very simple. Again, it's a swipe. You don't have to go fast. Just go in a normal pace, and that's going to be on your left hand side. One finger from top to bottom. I can go the other way around from bottom to top, and that will toggle also in between the two modes. It's up to you. It's your preference as you wish. Now, now I showed you the swipes, I showed you the double tap, and there's one more gesture that can be used. It's a press and hold. Now the press and hold, you can use it in two different ways. You can use it on the button banner, on the plus sign, for example. So if I place my finger on the plus and don't move it up, just keep it there, I'm going to zoom in as much as I can, as much as the device can go, and very gradually. I can do the other way around with the minus sign. Just place your finger on the minus sign and hold it there. It's going to zoom out gradually, and it's going to do the same thing as my pinch and zoom, but it's going to be very gradual. So that's a press and hold for the buttons. But there's also another press and hold, which is in the document, in the live document that you're seeing. Just press and hold. That will take a capture. So if you just saw, I just placed my finger, one finger on the screen, let it there for a couple of seconds, and it took a capture. So that was my standard gestures in my magnifier. I'm just going to go back because there's one more I forgot to show you. A two-finger double tap. Two-finger double tap is a master gesture. I love showing this because you can toggle through wherever you are in Prodigy to the main carousel or the main menu very quickly. So two-finger double tap on the screen and you're back to the main menu, or I like to call it the main carousel. And you can toggle. I can be in the gallery and do the same thing, which I'm going to show you later, but I'm just going to show you now. But this is a master gesture, I call it. It can be done anywhere in Prodigy. A second master gesture that can be used is the 5-finger or 4-finger press and hold on the screen. That will bring you to the Android part of things. So if I just do a 5-finger, I put my 5 fingers on the screen and I'm out into Android. Okay, so those are two master gestures. So the 2-finger double tap to go into my main carousel or my main menu, or my 4 or 5-finger press and hold to go into Android. So let's go again into Magnifier. I will take another capture here. So press and hold on my document, and this will capture my document automatically. I don't have to go on the button banner and tap on the camera. Remember my color scheme that I chose, again, it's black on yellow, and I will have my OCR done on the document automatically. Again, I can use the tap anywhere on the button banner to select a button, or even in my menu, my settings menu, to select an option in the settings menu. I can even select the tab to save the document, which I'll do. So I'm going to save my document automatically in the gallery. I can do a press and hold again on the plus or the minus sign. That will zoom in or zoom out in my document. And remember those gestures that I showed you on the right-hand side and the left-hand side of the screen? Well, you have one of them in this view, which is the one on the right-hand side. So if I go from top to bottom of my screen, it will toggle again between negative, positive, color, but I have a new contrast, which is going to be diamond edge. Diamond Edge is used in all our marketing documents at Humanware. It just says Diamond Edge is really, a diamond, when you look at the diamond, it's crisp and clear, nice clear cuts. Well, this is what you have here because we've replaced all the text in my captured document by it's called vectorial text or computer font. So I can zoom in very, very, very high, at high level, without loss of any image quality. So that's why we have diamond edge, very crisp image quality. Again, you saw that I just used my pinch and zoom exactly like I did in my live camera or magnifier mode. I can use my 2 indexes also. I can use also in this mode, when I've taken the capture, I can use one finger, place it on the screen, and then start moving my finger up and down or left or right. And this is going to move my page so I can move around in my document that I've taken Okay, that's called panning. So I think the technical word for this is panning. Pretty sure you guys use it if you have a cell phone with your tablet. You use that function to pan through a document. Good. So I showed you the tap. I showed you the press and hold. One last thing, I showed you also the two-finger double tap. If I double tap here, it's going to bring me back to my main menu. We'll do it a bit later on. Can press and hold on the plus and the minus. I can toggle through my different color schemes. I just love the diamond edge. You can see the difference. And I can use a press and hold on any word on the document, and that's going to start my reading. So let's start my reading here on came. So I press and hold on that word, and it's going to start reading. It's going to highlight the word that it's reading out loud, which I don't have the volume right now set very high.
And just as he was going to fire at him, it occurred to him that the / now devoured the grandmother,
So
and that she might still be safe.
to stop the reading, again, press and hold on the screen. That will stop the reading. So the press and hold has two meanings depending on what you're doing in the Prodigy. So press and hold on any word to start reading, add that word, or press and hold anywhere in the screen, and that will stop the reading. Okay, I'm just gonna bring it a bit higher up in my page here, so I have more text because I'm going to show you another gesture. So I'm going to start reading here at the word so by pressing and holding on the word so. It's going to start there. And then what I'll do, I'll swipe from left to right on the screen, and that will increase the speed of my reading. Or I can do the other way around from left to right, and that's going to decrease my reading speed. Okay, so that's the next gesture. So press and hold on the word that you want to start. And then I'm going to just swipe, and it's just going to go a bit faster until it reaches the maximum. Okay. When it reaches the maximum, you'll hear a beep beep. That means that you've reached a maximum speed. And the other way around will slow down the pace of your reading. Okay. To stop the reading, press and hold, you stop the reading. Okay. So there's two kinds of swipes in this mode, on the side and horizontally. So on the side, we'll switch contrast, and on horizontally, we'll increase or decrease the rate of reading, the speed rate, the reading speed, sorry. But also, there's going to be another gesture which I'll show you when the distance camera is activated. We'll come back to that very soon. Let's say I want to edit this document and I want to annotate it. So what I want to do, press the little pen icon, which is the third icon on the button banner. And we're in the edit mode. So if you've used the Prodigy Connect 12 before, you know how to use this to take notes. So I can already start writing on my page to take notes. The banner, as you can see, as soon as I start writing, disappears to have more screen availability or real estate, so I can have more space. I can use a pinch and zoom on that. I can use my finger to, now the pan, you see one finger on the screen will write. So how do I pan? Is to use two fingers. So two finger on the screen, and don't lift those two fingers. That will pan in my document. You can do both at the same time by zooming or panning at the same time by changing the distance between your two fingers. So that's very quick to use. I can pan directly and go directly where I want in my document. Okay, it's kind of a bit the same way of function as Google Map. I have an Android phone and I use a lot Google Map. I love it, and you can do that. You can increase the zoom, but at the same time panning at where you want. So the same kind of procedure applies to this. So to pan or zoom, two fingers on the screen when you're in the edit mode. I'm going to bring back my button banner, and I will select the text, and I'm going to show you the other gesture used in the annotation tool, which is a press and hold. Press and hold is used when you select text to enter text on a keyboard, and you just press and hold anywhere on the screen, and that will open up the edit box with my keyboard, my virtual keyboard. And I can start writing anything that I want. Once I'm done, tap on the little airplane button that was on the top right corner. And then if I want to move my text that I've just written, I can tap on it to select it. And then we'll use one finger, just keep your finger, oops, tap on it and just move using the pan gesture, just by leaving your finger on the square and moving it anywhere on the page. So we've seen the pan gesture, we've seen the zoom gesture or the pinch gesture. We saw how to write using the panning gesture with one finger. We saw also the press and hold, and there's no swipe on this in this window. So again, if I want to go very quickly to one application to the other, you just do a quick double tap, two-finger double tap on the screen, and that will bring you automatically to my main menu or my main carousel. Very quick, very effective way of coming back and choosing another application. All right. So I see that we're halfway into the webinar. Now, if Eric was there, he would have stopped me and say, well, Eric, it's time for another poll. So I'm going to send you another poll, our second poll here. Let me see if I can get that second poll. So how long have you been using your Connect 12 products? So I'm going to launch this poll. If you've been using it, if you've been teaching it to other students, or to your student, let's see how many years people have been using it. Six months. That's good. That's good. That means we have a lot new users. I love seeing this poll. Less than 6 months. Now, I don't know if you guys are new users or you had the Connect 12 and were scared of using it. But I hope that after this webinar, it's going to be a bit less taunting, the task of teaching or using the Connect 12. So I'm going to end the poll here. So that's great. 42% of you guys have been using the Connect 12 for less than 6 months. So that's awesome. The Connect 12 has been on the market for almost 4 years now, which is awesome to see that new people are starting to learn about it and use it. And please do try out stuff. You won't break it. The best way of learning this tool is take the user guide and go through everything that's in the user guide, or listen to my webinars. I do awesome webinars. I think I try anyways to put as more information and when I'm talking to you guys so that you'll be able to understand the technology and to use it. And over 2 years plus 32%, that's pretty good. And 1 and 2 years, 21%. Awesome. All right. So we saw the Magnifier application, which is the main application when you're going to be using the Connect 12 or teaching the Connect 12. This is your main application. This is your go-to application. The Magnifier is the one. So we saw all the gestures that you can do, all the little tweaks that you can do also. And then the second most useful application I find is the distance application. So the distance application will connect to my distance camera. So right now on my setup, I have an SL25 camera connected or set up with my device here. So I just turned it on. And I have in front of me my famous whiteboard, my famous COVID whiteboard. Or I shouldn't say whiteboard, there is a whiteboard on top, but a blackboard. I'm old school, I love blackboards. And the teacher used to make me wash it after class, so that means I didn't. I had a nice day. All right, so I got my blackboard. I can see the blackboard. Again, there's a couple of gestures that you can use using the distance application. The tap, so if I just tap anywhere on the screen, right in the middle, you'll see a circle pop up. It's going to be red at first, and then it's going to turn green if I tap anywhere. So that is telling me that the camera is focusing on wherever I have tapped. So this is very useful. Let's say you have somebody in front. You have the teacher in front, but uh, I want to focus on the back of the teacher where the blackboard is. So I can tap anywhere where I can see the blackboard. I tap there and the focus will be on the blackboard only. So when the teacher passes in front, it will not affect that focus. So you can have that focus really further or closer to the camera. So that's very useful for that. So the tap anywhere on the screen will focus that part of the screen. You can use a tap anywhere else on the button banner to capture, to do your settings. And again, I'll show you, there's a little arrow on the left-hand side of the screen. I'll show you what it does, but you can use your tap to do that. When you do the arrow, it will split the screen into two. So you can split the screen into two. The bottom part will be your magnifier application. I can use a pinch and zoom in that part to get closer to the document that I'm reading. And I can do the same thing on the top. The top is my distance view, and I can use a pinch and zoom on that one, but the pinch and zoom on my distance camera is not that great. What you can do on the camera, there's a little pivot button that you can use to either zoom in or zoom out. That's easier because a pinch and zoom on the distance camera will not increment. It will increment by one only and um, uh, not be fluid, but by using the little button on the camera, that goes a lot better. And again, I can switch back to my magnifier, or I can switch to my distance. To go to my distance, because I was talking about distance application, you highlight the distance part of the screen. So the top part, you have that red rectangle. You highlight that and press or tap on that, and you'll be brought directly to the magnifier. You have two gestures or two swipes that I can use in the distance um, application. The one you just saw me previously do, the one to hide the button banner. Each time you have a button banner, this is how you hide it. So you swipe from top of the button banner down, and that will hide automatically that button banner, so you have that more of a screen real estate on there. You can also use the full screen, the width of the screen, to toggle again my contrast colors. So I'm going to toggle, so top to bottom. That will change my from negative to positive and then back to color. Okay, that if you notice, that gesture, that swipe, is there in the magnifier, it's there in the distance application, and it's there also in when you've captured a document. You can also use a gesture from left to right across the screen horizontally, and that will switch to my magnifier. When you have a distance camera connected, you can switch the two between the two applications by swiping from left to right across the screen horizontally, and that will switch between the two very quickly. And that's useful to go back and forth and have that big screen if you need more real estate on the screen. Okay. And then once you're done in the with the distance camera or the distance application, two finger, double tap back into my main menu. And then I'm going to show you very quickly what you can do in the gallery. We're going to select the gallery. Gallery, I can tap, and once I tap on any document, I'll see my document that was captured. And we saw this view, what we can do with that. There's I forgot, there's one gesture that I didn't teach you on this, is that if you just tap in the middle of the screen here, it will zoom to your preferred zoom once, or if you're already zoomed in, if you tap again, it will zoom out automatically to one. And that preferred zoom can be set into your using the settings icon that's at the bottom and the button banner. very useful gesture to zoom in, zoom out very quickly. So I'm going to go back to my gallery. I can swipe through the images in my gallery by going from left to right, swiping, either by swiping giving it a swing. If you have a lot of document, the faster you go with the swing of this, sorry about the focus on my webcam here, but if depending on the swipe or the quickness, the speed that you give your swipe, you'll move quicker in the gallery. So just by giving it a bit of velocity, it will you will be able to go through all your images. Or you can go one at a time just by pressing and holding on the screen and moving it left to right or the other way around. Now, in the gallery, when I want to move, rename, or even share my work or a document with somebody else, let's say, for example, a teacher, what you do is on any kind of document in my gallery. So it could be this book here that I have, this book binder here. It can be my single capture here. You can do a press and hold on that. You don't want that. So what happened? I had a crash. I don't know why, but I had a crash. So it happens to the best, but you see how quickly it came back up. We are ready to go back to my gallery, and then I'm going to do a press and hold, and it's going to do it again. Okay, so that's nice. So the press and hold will have, you'll have an action menu that's going to pop up. In that action menu, you will see that you can move, delete, rename. These are all the options that you'll have. Let's try it on a different document. Now, maybe the reason why I'm getting this is that I've installed a build, which the programmers are still developing, just to have you that scoop of, I wanted to show you that toggle between the the different applications in Android. So that's maybe why I'm getting a Prodigy has stopped. It's not a stable build, so please, yeah, so it's not a stable build. So by going into the gallery and pressing and holding on any documents in there, you'll have another menu, which I call it an action menu, which will have the rename, the delete, the move, and that's where you can classify or categorize your document. So I have a little question. It would be nice to have kind of a cheat sheet for all those gestures published along with the recording and distributed amongst the participant. And I'm totally on board with that. I have started an Excel sheet with all what I've just said, and I'll be sharing that Excel sheet with you guys, and along with the recording. I think the recording will appear more rapidly in the YouTube channel than my cheat sheet, but I'm working on the cheat sheet. I've been doing that. I started that today because I find it very, very useful. So somebody, can you export from the gallery? Absolutely. And let's try to fix this here. I can't seem to show you the action menu that I'd like to in my gallery. But yes, in the gallery, if you press and hold, please work. It doesn't work. When you press and hold on that menu or on, let's try it. I know. Haha, I found a solution for you guys. Watch this. You know, when I say the Connect 12 or the Reveal 16, let's try it out with the Reveal 16. Now I know that I don't have that build. That is not a very nice build to me right now. So Prodigy on the Reveal 16. So the Reveal 16 is really a foldable CCTV with a bigger screen, has a 16-inch screen, but it has Prodigy on it. It has all that intelligent. I'm just going to try to get more of that screen in the camera here. Okay, so I will, right now, if I go back to, just to show you this very quickly, I have the same look and feel as I had on my Connect 12. And instead of being called Magnifier, on the Reveal 16i, it's called camera. Because the only thing I can do here, I can't zoom in. I'm just going to take a capture of my document of what's underneath here, and then it's going to be stored in my gallery. So this is how it works. So you can't zoom in or zoom out. It's only there to take a capture. It's not like the Connect 12, because the live mode is done with a different camera. So here I have my document. I'm going to save it. And then let's just go back. And again, two fingers if you want on the screen. Two fingers double tap works also on the Reveal 16i. Go into my gallery. Now, what I was saying is that by pressing and holding on any document on my gallery, in my gallery, we'll have an action menu that will appear. And in this action menu, you have different things that you can do. You can either share your document. So if I take share, if I tap on share, that will be the first option on the top. I can share it as a PDF, JPEG, or text. So I'm going to select, let's say, PDF. And then the next screen after, it's going to tell me in using which application you want to share it. Right now I have Gmail, Save to Drive. The Save to Drive is your Google Drive. So if you're connected to Google Drive, Google Classroom, it can save it through there. I could send it through your Gmail account as an attachment also. So this is how I'm answering the person that asked the question in chat. Can you export the gallery? This is how you can export or share the information one document at a time, not the whole gallery, but one document at a time. If you want to share a whole book, you can. I don't know if I have one here, you don't, but on the Connect 12, I don't know if you remember, but there was a kind of like a folder with spirals on it. So that's a whole book. You can press and hold on that book and share that book as a PDF. So that's how you would export it. And if I press and hold again on the document, you can move the document to any other folder that you've created. You can delete, you can even rename and export. This export function will export it into two different or medium if you want. It will export it either on the tablet as a PDF. Okay, so I'm saying the tablet, but on this Reveal 16i or on the tablet for the Connect 12, or if I had a USB thumb key connected to it, it could be exported on the thumb key by itself. So that's how you would export your documents. Okay, so good. So I've showed you also that all this can be done on the Reveal 16. And what we try at Humanware is to use the same look and feel for all our products. If you know one, you're able to know, or you should know the other products. So let's hope, because I got one more nice gesture that I want to show you, and that is the toggle to different applications in the Android system and back to Android. And that's coming in the next release next month in November, Prodigy 4.4. You'll see it very soon. Again, a free update. We pride on this. We keep continuing on improving the product. Year after year, we try to aim at having two versions per year to either fix bugs and add a couple of new features that make your life easier. So in the settings, in the new version, when you're going to get the new version, let's hope this works, because again, I don't have a stable build, hoping. In the settings, you have an application here option. So if you go into application, you have a new, once you've installed Prodigy 4.4 again, you have a new option, which is rapid toggle. And if you press on that, you have a search page, and you can search by application, or you can just search. So search you'll enter the application name, or you can search, select an application. So this will list a bunch of applications that are already installed on the tablet. So I had calculator here. Let's put, okay, I have Chrome. So each application that you will have the check on the left hand, on the right hand side, you'll be able to toggle to. So I don't know. Let's Let's go to Play Store. So I've selected the Play Store and the Chrome, or I can just use Chrome. So let's just use Chrome because I know that people like switching from the web to Prodigy. It's very helpful when you do you toggle from, let's say, Wikipedia page to back to Prodigy or whatever. So what you want to do is take two fingers, okay, and I'm going to start at the edge of my screen. So I have to be at the edge and just swipe to the left, to the right, sorry. So again, I'm going to show you again from the outside of the screen. So I really have to start on that black part of the screen. Okay, so really outside, two fingers about this separated, and then you just swipe to the right, and that will swap back to Prodigy. So I think that's going to be a very liked feature to swap from one application to the other. And again, I can have as many applications that I want. So let's go back into my settings and add one. So application, rapid toggle. Let's select an application and let's take the Google calculator, which I had previously, and go back and then do my swipe, two fingers from the exterior of the screen and go to the right. That should toggle to my Chrome. And then I should toggle back. So I go my Chrome. So again, we're not, this is the thing, when you want to see, I want to show you stuff that is coming, sometimes it doesn't work completely, but this is coming, the guys are still working on it. I want to show you a bit of that because I want you to get excited on the new version that's coming very soon. We try to aim it at September, but we couldn't. As you can see, there's still bugs in it. Sorry for that, but that makes the tutorial even more interesting because then you can see that even I have sometimes a bit of trouble, and I make myself in trouble in trying out some a new build that was not tested. So sorry about that. But yeah, so all these gestures that I showed you can be used, and they follow all the applications. The tap, the press and hold are very widely used gestures that can be used in Prodigy, and also your fail-safe gestures or your principal gestures would be the double tap, two finger double tap, and your 4 or 5 finger press and hold on the screen. That will bring you to the Android system or back to the main magnifier. And again, you can use all these gestures on the Reveal 16i, which is the same Prodigy software that runs on it. So now let's review a bit on our objectives here and see if we've accomplished and do a little summary. I know that when I was in school, I loved it when my teacher used to do a summary with the class so that we see what we've learned and if we've learned it. So I'm just gonna switch to my screen here and back to my objectives. So my 3 learning objectives. So what did we do today? The first objective was the participant will learn the most popular gestures when using the magnifier. So we spent a lot of time today in the magnifier application showing you the tap that can be selected. It's like the click on the computer to select a button, to select an option, the press and hold to take a capture or to zoom in, zoom out, the swipe from top to bottom to change. When I use it on the left hand side is to change from capture mode or multi-capture mode, or sorry, live mode or multi-capture mode. On the right hand side is to change contrast colors, so negative, positive, and color. Press and hold one finger on the screen will take a capture of your document automatically. Also, you have the option of doing a double tap on the screen which will enable or disable the autofocus so you can do manual tasks underneath the device. So we've done a lot with the magnifier. I think that's most popular, the most well, priority number one application. That's the go-to application that you guys are going to use. So I feel that that was very well covered. So very nice shortcuts. And also when the distance application or the distance camera is connected to your Connect 12, you can swap between the two applications. So you can swap between the magnifier and the distance application by swiping your finger horizontally from left to right and back. So let me, because my screen here just toggle to sleep, so that you can see something at least when somebody's talking to you. There we go. All right, so that was the magnifier application. And now objective 2 was the participant will learn multi-finger gestures for advanced system toggle. That really did not went according to plan. We had a Prodigy at stop, but I showed you my two finger across the screen, starting from the exterior of the screen and back to the right-hand side of the screen. That will toggle through different applications that you've programmed to it, and that you've programmed Prodigy to toggle to. So that's something that I think student will love, toggling between the Wikipedia page from your Chrome to back to Prodigy to take your notes or something I think that will be appreciated. Again, that's a gesture that will be coming next month in Prodigy 4.4. And then the third learning objective was, which I love because I had a Prodigy stop on my Connect 12, again, because of my Prodigy that was coming from R&D directly. It wasn't tested, but I showed you, it made me a chance to show you the Reveal 16i, our other desktop CCTV, which is a foldable CCTV with a 16-inch screen. And we can use all the same gestures that I showed you on the magnifier, the distance, and the gallery. And I showed you how to move, rename, and export a document from your gallery using the Reveal 16i. So that's how you can swap between the two devices. So I think that's a nice summary. I think we've accomplished all our objectives in an hour of time.